If you've seen any videos on my channel here before, you know that recently I upgraded the tires on my truck and I finally put 35s here on the Fortune Taco. So me, along with my brother and a couple of my buddies, we went out and we hit a trail on a beautiful Arizona winter day. So we could, one, test out those tires, but two, just get away from everything and go hit the trail. If you're interested in checking that out, make sure you stay tuned and watch today's video. What's going on, guys? Welcome back for another video. If you're new here, my name's Chris. Currently, we are riding in the Fortune Taco. I got my girls back here, Coraline and Midnight. And we are out on the Log Corral Trail. It's gonna be just north of Four Peaks and Sycamore Creek out here in Arizona. This trail leads up to the backside of Bartlett Lake. It's a trail I've done one time with a couple of my buddies here today. We do have a couple of us running this. But there are a couple newbies here. I wouldn't say new to off-roading. Everyone's experienced in off-roading. But a couple new people to the trail are out here with us today. My last two videos, I installed 35-inch RTs on the truck, and I trimmed up my fenders to hopefully prevent any type of rubbing with these new 35s. Today is a true test of that. We are gonna see how capable these 35s are. First time ever running RTs. I wanna see how well they perform, and luckily, we got a little bit of a rainstorm here recently in the area, and we have already had a couple water crossings here. There are some spots of mud here on the trail, so should be pretty interesting. The best obstacle on this trail is called the Rock Garden, and it's a little challenging. As long as I'd say you have, I mean, last time I did it, I had 33s, so if you have a decent lift, maybe 2-3 inch lift with some 33-inch tires, you should be able to get through it with no problem. We rolled up on a pretty muddy spot. Looked much worse when we first rolled up on it, but now as we're kind of going through it, it's actually not too bad. With these big, deep ruts, it looks way more intimidating than it actually is, as you can see. He just rolled right through it with no issue. So everybody else is taking a different path, and it hasn't been that bad, but leave it to Justin, Mr. Ew Dirt. He had to find the path that was the muddiest and nastiest, and now he might be stuck. So Justin was able to make it out of that little mud pit he was stuck in. Unfortunately, I didn't get it on video because I went back to my truck real quick just to move it out of the way. And when I did that and came back, he was already out of the mud pit. I think he was rocking the truck back and forth and was able to just floor it, get enough traction to pull himself out of that little mud pit he was stuck in. So the first obstacle was that mud. Got through that fairly easy, that wasn't that bad. This trail has changed quite a bit since the last time I did it. Our second obstacle here, coming up through a smaller rock garden. What's that? I don't remember this part. I only remember that one main obstacle that we went through last time. Yeah, just hug that left wall. Start to go right. I don't think So we made it to that rock garden obstacle I was talking to you guys about, and Troy was the first one to make it to this obstacle, but unfortunately he went through it so quick I didn't have a chance to capture him. So we're starting off here with myself going through this. But as you can see here, there are some puddles, and this is mostly like sandy dirt. So the sandy dirt plus water makes a nice sloshy, kind of gritty mud. With spotters and some good lines, we were able to get through this just with a little bit of slipping, but I'm going to put that all to blame on the water. I think the tires performed pretty damn good for the conditions that we were in on this obstacle. Now straight up. Now next up here on the rock garden, we have my brother with his 3rd gen 4Runner. And if you need some confidence to maybe hit this trail, or you're not quite sure if your vehicle's capable, my brother's vehicle should be a true testament that almost anybody can do this trail. He has sliders, so I definitely recommend sliders, but he's only rocking some 31-inch AT tires, and he made it through this obstacle just fine, and this is probably the most challenging part of the trail. So if he can do it with 31-inch ATs, then I'm pretty sure almost anybody with just a little bit of lift and some sliders can make it through the log corral.
What I love is every time somebody accidentally hits the horn, everyone freezes and looks at each other like...
Now here comes Sean in the blueberry taco. The last time we did this trail, Sean was rocking the same setup he has now, but I was guiding him at one point and we messed up a little bit on our angle. He ended up sliding off of a rock and hitting his slider pretty hard on one of these rocks right here in the rock garden. Well, he posted a video on his Instagram. There was this huge controversy on the video he posted, all these negative comments about people talking crap about his spotters. That was quite funny, all these people getting so upset about him banging a rock slider on a rock, kind of doing what they're designed to do. But today he made it through this obstacle smooth as can be with not a single issue. And yeah, maybe it's because I didn't guide him once today, but whatever.
If you watch the video, Troy's supposed to that was right here. Yeah, that loud.
Now here comes Irving. He is rocking that V8 powered GX, rolling on some 35s.
Damn. Irving, this isn't King of Hammers.
He
Take it easy.
dominated the rock garden. He drove right through this thing like there weren't even any rocks in his way.
There you go. It's way different, but I feel like your driving confidence level was way different back then.
Here's my buddy Greg with his FJ Cruiser. Probably the only one out of all of us that doesn't use social media, but he has a killer rig. He has been driving for many, many years, so he knows exactly what he's doing.
You got a rock on the right. It's a big, big rock.
He was almost as quick as Irving, but I think he was more methodical with his planning and routing, that it took him just a little bit longer, but he still cleared through this obstacle with 0 issues. The last one to hit the rock garden was Justin with the Dirt Tacoma, that mud-covered purple Tacoma.
Little passenger. There you go. Start to come drive it.
At one point, I was trying to help guide him through, but instead of listening for how I wanted to guide him, he just insisted on pressing on the gas and pretty much sending his way through the rock garden.
Cool. Hard driver past that rock. Keep going, hard driver. I know it sounds ridiculous, but just do it.
Most people kind of went around this last rock where his back left tire's hitting, but instead Justin decided to pop up and over it. Definitely almost thought he was going to flip at one point. But Justin is known to be the sender of our group. Once you make it through a couple of those obstacles, mud if there was recent rain, or getting through that rock garden where we saw those rock obstacles we were climbing over, you will end at the lake. And unfortunately, we are leaving the lake right now after just having a lunch. Once we got there, we were kind of just in a rush to get set up, do a little barbecue, have some food. At the very end of this trail, you come out to Bartlett Lake, and there's like a beachfront at the lake. And that's where we all gathered up there. We're kind of just hanging out, doing lunch. And like I said, I just kind of forgot. I got distracted by just hanging out with everybody, eating food. So now, this trail is an in and out. So after getting to the beachfront, the water here, we're gonna head back out in reverse, do it all over again.
How did you go left? I didn't see anything.
So there's one thing that I end up doing, I feel like every time I go off-roading. I want to come out, I want to get some good video content, but then I just get caught up in the moment and I don't get all the content I really wanted to. Not a bad thing. I definitely enjoy just being in the moment, hanging out. And now we are back on the highway and we are heading back into the valley. This was an awesome trail. Second time doing it. It's been a couple of years since I did it. And it was just as good as I remember it being the last time we did it. Except this time was my first time doing it on 35s, and I do have to say, these 35s performed really well. Not only just the 35s, but these RT tires. So I'd say once I get some more miles on it, maybe a couple more trails, more time with them, I would be able to give a review on them. I can just give like a brief review, I guess, based off of today. They performed pretty much exactly how I needed them. We got very fortunate that there was some little water crossings, there was some mud left over from storms that just happened about a day or two ago, and they performed really well in the mud. I didn't go anything too crazy. Obviously, it's like you saw with Justin's Tacoma, that purple one. He just went sloshing through the mud. And then when we were starting to go over some of the rock garden, there were some other like rock obstacles. A lot of them were wet, there was some water around and mud, so everything was slippery, and I got through everything with not really any issues, honestly. So, I can say driving through sand, driving through dirt, driving through mud, rocks, all of those boxes have been checked. These things did really well. So I've done about 600, maybe 700 miles on these tires so far. Not a crazy amount, but enough to say that so far they've been treating me really well. Just a really basic, I guess, review of them, but I wouldn't really want to call it a tire review until I've done like maybe 10,000 miles, once I've done a decent amount, because I can just give that long-term use of multiple different trail environments, different seasons, because I mean right now we're in nice cool weather, it's wintertime here in Arizona. How they perform in the summertime versus the wintertime. Once we get a little tread wear on them, if they're still holding up, if they've changed at all. So there's a lot of different things that I would like to put in, that I would like to factor in to a detailed review of these tires that I feel like I'm not quite ready to give. Another thing, I don't know why they call it the Log Corral. If anybody is from the area, anybody's familiar with this trail, and you know the story behind the reason why this is called the Log Corral, drop a comment down below and let me know your thoughts. Why is it named the Log Corral? I think that's gonna wrap it up for today's video. If you're interested in getting a more long-term review on these American Roadstar tires, make sure to subscribe to the channel for when I do a review in the future. You will be able to see that if that's something you're interested in. If you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up button. It helps the video be more successful to get seen by people just like yourself. If you have any questions about today's video or just anything in general for myself or the Fortune Taco, drop a comment down below. I try my best to reply to every comment that is left on my videos. I appreciate you for sticking around all the way to the end, and I hope to see you